I want you to look at your light switches right now. Do you have this little on and off lettering? Or does yours have nothing like this? Is it smooth like these? Look at these. Nothing. What's the difference? What's going on here? Some of your light switches are smooth with no lettering, and some say off and on. Now the differences got even more confusing once I took off the cover plate. Now never take off a cover plate until you turn off the power and check it for power, that there's no power present. I observed that my light switches with the printing on and off have only 2 electrical connections back there, and yet the smooth ones with no printing have 3 connections going back there. What's going on? What makes the difference here? It has to do with how many switches you have per light. That's right. I know this looks like a jumbled mess back there, but that's normal. My neutrals, which is the white wires, are all bonded together, and switches only turn off or turn on the live or the black side. So what I'm seeing here is if you have printing of off and on that light switch, that's going to be a single light switch per fixture, one light fixture or more to one switch, but one switch only. Now, if you have smooth light switches like this one, that's called a 3-way switch. You'll have 2 or more switches that can control a single light fixture. And that's why we need this extra conductor, or here the red wire, as a traveler, because we need more information. You see, if you had a simple on or off binary switch for multiple light fixtures, it would only work if you were on one side of the room. So these 3-way light switches, that's what you need to buy if you're replacing a light switch. That's why we all need to know this information. If you're replacing one with the printing, it's a single pole light switch, and that's what you buy. But if you have smooth light switches with no printing, that's a 3-way, and that's what you buy. They do cost a little more than the single switches, and you do want to be careful of the connections because you'll forget how to rewire the new one. I find if you take a picture of the light switch before you replace it, you'll remember to put the connections all back in the right location. Here's another 3-way switch at a different part of the house. I have observed the 3-way switches break at a much higher failure rate than standard switches. That's right. If you notice, you have light switches that the light will not come on unless another switch on the opposite side of the room is on first. Then you have a broken or defective 3-way switch. They're actually really easy to replace and fix that situation. You don't need fancy tools to do this, like these commercial grade insulated screwdrivers. You just need any standard screwdriver. As long as you turned off the power first, you will be safe. So whether you're replacing a standard simple light switch with the on and off printing, or the 3-way, which is a little more complicated because you have the extra connection, just make sure you buy the right switch. Take a picture of the old connection so you put it back together in the same manner, and you'll be good to go. Eaton is a particularly well-respected brand. Also, if it's a standard switch and says on off like this one, you're going to have a 15 amp to 20 amp rating here, which is very common for residential. You have a ground screw there, the green signified by green, and then your terminal screws. These are both gold because you're only going to connect the hot wires. For a standard switch, you only are controlling the hot wire, either on or off, whereas a 3-way will have the extra wire connection, the red one. The wire is straight. You don't really have to bend the wires around screws anymore. All quality switches will have these metal pressure plates. You simply slide the straight wire underneath the metal pressure plate, and when you screw it on tight, it will clamp perfectly each time. Make sure to put the on facing the right orientation, which is down. So up will say on, down will say off. I have seen these switches installed upside down. They will still operate fine. They'll just look funny because the printing will be upside down, but they will work fine. As far as 3-way, because they're smooth, it literally won't matter. A 3-way really doesn't have an on and off. It just has an A position and a B position. Okay, with the new switch, put the new cover plate on and test, turn the power on and test that your new switch is working just fine. Also, the slots, believe it or not, people have an opinion on this. Their final screws, because this is a switch cover plate, this is something you see every day. So some people are opinionated whether the screws look random like this. See, everyone's in a different orientation, some sideways, some up and down, horizontal, vertical. It certainly doesn't matter. Just pick one. Here we'll pick vertical, and as long as they all match, then that's what people want, and that's what they don't complain on. But just pick vertical or horizontal, make sure they all match, and you are good to go. Also, if you have any electrical questions or any home improvement questions at all, let me know. I respond to all my comments every day. It's me answering the questions in there and chatting with you guys.